Hello, everybody. My name is Dany Acosta, and today we're going to talk about the irrefutable gospels. What is irrefutable? Irrefutable are those things or that which cannot be proven wrong. For example, the sky is blue, right? Oranges are orange. There's very simple things like 1 plus 1 is 2. What is the Bible? It's made of 66 books. There's 39 in the Old Testament, which is the first section, and 27 in the New Testament. It's actually the first 4 books of the New Testament, which is Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And 4 of these, only 3 are synoptic, which is Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Synoptic, meaning a similar perspective. Skeptic Assumptions. There's people around the world after 2,000 years that are still skeptical about Jesus existing. Well, it was man-written. It was a guy that wrote that. Well, let me ask you this. Isn't every book you ever read also written by a person? Isn't it funny how every year your books are updated and there's certain science that's proven wrong annually? Jesus was a hallucination. Isn't that incredible that there are still people in the world that believe that maybe they were under some sort of influence? Maybe it was some weird mental health illness. Others believe that Jesus was not actually buried, but that somebody else was buried in his place. And others believe that the followers of Jesus at the time were just making up these stories, answers that are irrefutable. A lot of people say, well, they're actually not even that accurate. A lot of the timing might be off. There's not chronological order. But did you know that that wasn't the expectation at the time? Actually, a lot of it was just the gist of the story. It wasn't per day, per second, verbatim. We actually learned this from Craig Keener, that it wasn't supposed to meet the expectation of today's modern biographical profiles, if you will. Isn't it funny also how a lot of scholars who try to criticize the Bible are not even experts in the Bible? Even Alexander the Great's biography was written 5 centuries after he lived. Yet Jesus' biography, which was written through different perspectives, was written anywhere between 30 to 40 years post his resurrection. Skepticism against healing, as if divine healing doesn't occur. These are some of the comments that you might hear. David Hume, who many consider to be the godfather, right, of the skeptic against these miracles that he has proven with evidence and so forth. Well, I can definitely go against that because he even had biased perspectives, and some folks have even said that he was very racist. He has even gone as far as saying, well, it's only because it's happened in third world or in very impoverished countries. That's maybe why they believe in it. But is that really a perspective that we should be receiving? Irrefutable healing. In the world, there are several accounts of healing that have occurred. In fact, some of these have been documented. There are videos on YouTube that you can literally look up online of divine healing occurring. And it's so incredible how a lot of people will still say, no, that was all money or maybe camera tricks or whatever. But did you know that even within the Pew Research, as you can see here on my screen, there is articles where some of these healings were documented, and even doctors have testified and witnessed that miracles have happened. Even in China, in India, many new believers are coming from situations where they were prayed for and healing occurred. Irrefutable foreshadowing, all connected to the Gospels. In the Old Testament, we see many things that are occurring. Traditions. The Jewish people have a lot of traditions, right? Practices, language. But then there are things like in Isaiah 53, as you can see here on my screen, where it even foreshadowed the Messiah's death, which we know is Jesus, knowing that he would be crucified, or in this case, tortured. He would take on wounds, he would take on scars so that we can be healed. Historic things or moments and people that are irrefutable. They existed. There's no doubt about it. People like Caesar Augustus and so forth, King Herod, right? Even locations, Samaria, the River of Jordan, right? Even the Sea of Galilee. But my personal favorite is how the Jewish temple was destroyed in 70 AD. Yet they were not mentioned in the Gospels, therefore proving that these men were able to write these Gospels prior to the destruction. In conclusion, I want to ask you, are you spiritually blind? I'm going to show you an image. And of course, it's going to have a description of what the image means. At the top, you're going to see Braille, God's love. Now, let's say the description was not there. If you saw this with your own eyes, you would be able to see some bumps. Maybe if you felt it with your own hands, you would say, okay, it's kind of bumpy, kind of rough, but you wouldn't be able to tell me what it is. See, it's funny. A lot of people say, I'll believe it when I see it. There's something you're seeing here that even though you can see, you wouldn't be able to describe it to me. And sometimes it takes a blind person like myself, which, surprise, I am completely blind, to tell sighted people how they can have their spiritual vision back. And when they touch something like this that says God's love, they can no longer say, I never felt God's love in my life, because they just felt it. And that is also irrefutable. We have a few links, works cited, and I will put everything down in the description. Thank you. God bless you guys.